Hey YouTube, Five Fist Hayes here to talk about One Piece chapter 861. The Consummate Actor. The Consummate Actor, huh? So, consummate means to make a marriage complete by having sexual intercourse or showing great skill and flair. So it would be an actor at getting laid or the perfect actor. So I'm gonna go with the perfect actor to relate to pudding, unless we see Sanji kind of. Well, from what we're gonna see with Sanji, I don't think he's acting, but I think it relates more to pudding. How her acting is so good, it's making Sanji having double thoughts about himself. From what we're about to see. So the cover page is of Nekomamushi, which is pretty cool. He's just chilling there with a bunch of little cats. Interesting question. If you had to give Nekomamushi a bounty, how high would you put it? I'd probably give him like, it'd probably be pretty high. Like I'd probably say like 700 million or something like that. Because he was definitely taking on Jack, and Jack couldn't put him down without the gas. So I'd probably make his one quite high. But anyway, so let's go to the first page where we see the amazing candy escalator that the Perospero made is now melting, so from what we're about to see later on, there's now no way for anyone to get to the top of the candle. And to see kids at the bottom, they're now eating the candy, which I'm not sure what this is made out of. I'm assuming chocolate, but I don't know, maybe some kind of weird, like kind of strange candy here. Well, whatever. So then we go to the top of the whole cake island, right top of the candle, and we see Vito peering over the wall on top of the door, and he's basically amazed at all of the big shots that are at Big Mom's wedding, including Perospero, the guy who made the escalator, and the first son and the first daughter. We get to see her for the first time. She has a fruit bowl on her head, I think that is. So her name is Compoti, and okay, that's all I'm going to say about her. I mean, she's the first daughter, so I assume she's powerful. I did read a really interesting theory of how, like, the Sweet Commanders might have been kind of like passed down. So, like, say, Perospero, Compoti, and let's say, for example, the third son here, Daifuku, was actually the original three Sweet Commanders. Well, four, but let's just say, okay, the fourth son, Oven, was the fourth one, and those four were actually like the original Sweet Commanders, and then eventually they got old or something, or they weren't as strong as the others that came along, and they passed it down to the next generation. Not to the next generation, but the next sons and daughters that were stronger. So that'll be pretty cool, actually. I'd like to get a bit of background on how the Sweet Commanders were picked. Like, I think Charlotte's like the 14th daughter. So, how was she just so strong as a child that they were just like, oh, she's definitely a Sweet Commander. Anyway, so we actually see the other two Sweet Commanders, Dogtooth, and they're talking to, I want to say the Mad Hatter and, I don't know, Snow White, I guess. But and the Smoothie is juicing a woman. I'm assuming that's the lady who stabbed 100 men or something. And the Daifuku and Oven, the third son and the fourth son, they're just chilling there, talking to people. Yeah, just seeing people talking to the big shots, just talking to people. And this Vito, he says that he's really happy about seeing all these big shots, and he wouldn't want to see them as enemies. And the door, because the door's a homie, she gets suspicious about this. Like, enemies? What's going on here? And next we cut over to, I think that's the king. Like the homies have like this chessboard kind of theme. So like there's a king, queen, rook, bishop, and pawn. And I think this is like the king homie. And he's walking with a pitcher, and we later see that this pitcher is actually Mother Caramel. So then we see, I don't know, my granddad on a bad day or something, I don't know. And we then, the guy places the photo opposite to Big Mom, exactly where Capone said it would be placed. And we see that it's Mother Caramel, and she is looking like one of those nuns that they break the rules all the time. Like a nun, like they just have the title as nun, but they do everything that a nun like shouldn't do. She even has a cigarette in her hand here, so she's clearly not the the typical nun you would see. And Big Mom calls her our mother. Now that makes me think, because she's calling her our mother as in she's everyone's mother. So that's interesting. That gives me kind of like a maybe it is her mother, and she's like saying it's like a grandmother, like the overall mother of everybody. So that's like kind of interesting there. This guy, I don't know who he is, but he says, it's great to see Mother smiling again today. Well, it's a picture, so I imagine she's always smiling. This is a homie, and it can actually move. I don't know. So, but he's like, well, I don't know what the hell she is either. So that's quite funny. And but yeah, the Big Mom is like, oh yeah, it's great to see her smiling again. And then we see, I don't know. There's someone, and he says, this is the first time that he's come to one of Big Mom's parties, and he wants to know, what's up with the photo, which is understandable because it's like everyone seems to be like talking about this photo like it's amazing. He wants to know why it's so amazing. But of course, Big Mom yells at him and is like, do not presume to trespass upon my memories, and I guess knocks him out of Conqueror's hockey. Or maybe her face was just so ugly that he just couldn't take it and he just fell over. So I like that idea better. So he fell over, and this guy, I think his name was Dufeld, he like walks up and he is like, oh, don't worry about that. And he calls her Charlotte. Now, everyone up until now has called her Big Mom, so it makes me think that this guy like knows her on a personal level. Like I don't want to say that maybe he does have a kid with Big Mom. At this point, Big Mom, I wouldn't be surprised Big Mom had a kid with anybody. Like her and Whitebeard had a kid, and that's Daifuku. I don't know, just saying. But also we have Stussy, and she also calls her Lin Lin. And I don't think anyone's called her like these names before, besides from Pound, which makes me think that these guys knew her like when she was a lot younger, like they're around the same age kind of thing. And like they, kind of grew up with her, because that's how you would. I imagine people who don't know Big Mom, like on a personal level, they would call her Big Mom. But people who actually know her personally would call her by her name, because why would you, call your friend by their title? You would call them by their name. So Duffield comes and he says, "Oh, don't worry about Dave there. We 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 bought you some gifts." And Big Mom's happy, like, gifts. Oh my god! I hope there's cake in one of those. But but yeah, so we see the six emperors minus the drunk guy and Delcio, I think his name is, the really cool guy with like the scythe looking thing. And instead, who replaced him is I don't know who this guy is. Like, I'm assuming he's one of Dufield's guys. He's just because he was too lazy to carry his own treasure, it seems. So he gets people to do it for him. So I assume it's one of his guys. Or maybe the drunk guy was too drunk to bring over his treasure box, so he told this guy to go and bring his one over. But we see Morgan. He brought his box, and same with I don't know this guy's name either. Yumi, I think it is. And Big Mom's happy with her stack of treasure boxes. So then Morgan comes up, and he's like, "Oh, so word throughout the grapevine is, or the seafloor rather, word throughout the seafloor is that you got the Tamakubaku box." Yeah, Tamate Baku box from the the mermaids. And Big Mom says, oh, word reaches you quickly, because I mean, I imagine she didn't get that, like, too quick ago. It must have been like a little over a week, I guess. Oh, yeah, actually, yeah, I think like, what, 2 weeks? So I guess that's pretty quick. And, that he found that out. So she shows them the box, and we see all the 6 emperors, minus the scythe guy again. And Yumi this time. Yumi has been replaced by the drunk guy, so I don't know where he came from. But he, we see Big Mom, and she's excited about this box, and she like plops it down in front of them and says she's gonna open it during the grand banquet after pudding ceremony. So that's cool. So they're gonna have the wedding, and then they're gonna go to a banquet where she's gonna open her presents, I guess. They also bought presents for pudding as well. So then we cut to Capone, and this is a scene where we see his guys, and I assume they were disguised as chefs, I'm guessing. And I don't know why they were disguised as chefs, or I'm not sure if they were, or maybe this is just their regular outfits, I don't know. So, um, they basically say that we've locked up all the doors, we've blocked them up, and we've also activated a black Dendemushi, which blocks radio transmissions, which is pretty cool. So everyone's. This is what I mean, because the escalator is destroyed as well. So everyone's stuck on this candle now. Because of these guys, they blocked everything, and they've also blocked radio waves, so they can't call for help. So Capone says, "Well done," and he gets Caesar to come out because now they know everyone. No one else can come in to see him. Caesar calls him an oaf and asks him to stop calling him Caesar. His name is Gastino now. Which I think I prefer Gastino anyway, but maybe you should change the gloves from CC to G now. So, Gastino, he calls Capone a scum, and Capone calls him a scum back. And, he reminds him that he has his heart, so don't try anything weird, and Gastino says, yeah, I'm not going to betray you now, we're too deep into this. And this is when they notice the door, and with them being so, like, casual like this, like, they completely missed a giant door with a face. It makes me think that this is one of the things that makes me think that, they've let the plan slip a long time ago. So anyway, they notice the door. The door, of course, heard all this, and she knows that something's up. And of course, I forget this guy's name. One of Capone's guys with the minigun on his hand, which is pretty cool. He whips out a sword and cuts the face off of the homie and slices it in half. And Capone says, loose lips sinks ships. So yeah, had a theory actually that the homies can communicate to each other telepathically, and she's already sent all this information to Napoleon, so they already know about this. And Big Mom's just like acting like like it's not important because she already has a plan in place to stop it. Anyway, so Capone says to Caesar, "Are the Straw Hats ready?" And Caesar says, "Well, check yourself because they're inside your body." So that means all the Straw Hats are already on top of the candles. That's pretty cool. Capone checks, and they're all sleeping. And he's a bit upset about that, but Jinbei says, just leave it be. They've had a lot of, it's been non-stop since they've arrived here, so they're going to sleep, and he's going to wake them up 10 minutes before. Capone's a bit sad, but he just hopes that, it works out, which is true because, Luffy fought Cracker, then he fought an army, then he went to jail, then he got out of jail, then he got kicked. Well, before that, he was kicked by Sanji in the face, which apparently just did nothing but make him lose a tooth, which he grew back through milk, so. I don't know. So he's, tired. Nami, I don't know what Nami was doing. I guess she was fighting Cracker too, and she escaped from jail as well. Chopper fought Brule and, did all that. Pedro was running around like a beast when YOLO was about to blow himself up. But, yeah, so, Capote is, wondering about the Straw Hats if they're really capable of this. But, yeah, I'm sure they'll be. I'm sure he knows, he's heard about Luffy's exploits. I'm sure that he is fine there. So then we go to the Bride and Broom, and they're sitting in a room. Now, I think I was watching Taking 101's review on this, and I agree there. At least where I'm from, like I think it's bad luck to see the bride and broom before the wedding, but here we see that they just have their own room here, and they're just chilling, talking to each other. I think I would prefer that actually. I don't know how I feel. I think I'd be a bit like, hey, what have they done to my wife in the meantime that I haven't seen her? But I don't know. So anyway, they're sitting in a room alone. I guess they're just talking, so that's cool. And Sanji says that he feels strange, like it's a dream. And Pudding goes, well, is this a good dream or a bad dream? And Sanji's like, oh, she's so cute! And it's like, yeah, she's cute, Sanji, but she plans on shooting you in the face, so don't don't bother, man. Trust me, don't bother. But anyway, so he says it's a good dream, and then he starts to second guess himself. Sanji, man, I know, I get it, okay, she's hot, okay, fine, but she's gonna shoot you in the face, man. Like, seriously, don't worry about it, just forget it. But no, so Sanji, tries to shake it off, but, Pudding acts worried about him. Sanji says that, oh, you know, he's trying to play it off, that she's shy, and he says, oh, if you don't want me to kiss you on the lips, you should actually kiss you on the forehead. I guess he's trying to play it like, because he knows that has a third eye there. And, obviously she's going to avoid it, but she says, kiss me on the lips, which was, of course. And he has one of his legendary nosebleeds that, took him out of the Fishman Island arc. Well, I wouldn't say it was that bad. But apparently he, flew into a wall here, so I don't know. Then we see the two sides of Pudding, which is pretty cool. It's the one that's worried about Sanji, and the other one that has her third eye, and she's calling him a pervert, which I completely agree. And then we see just the party. Just we see everyone just kind of chilling. We see Niji. He's talking to I don't know, one of Big Mom's daughters, I would assume. Oh, and Galette, she's there. I didn't even notice her there. And I want to say the Mad Hatter's dad. Yeah, those three are there, and some kind of butler. The teapot from Beauty and the Beast is still chilling there as well. So I guess Niji's flirting with this girl here. So that's, I would ship them. That's fine. And a polar bear is watching Niji eat. I guess he wants not Niji, Yonji, sorry, eat. So I guess he wants Yonji to get whatever fruit that Yonji's picking for him because he's kind of drooling there. The drunk emperor looks like he's trying to flirt with Reiju here, so that's quite funny. And Reiju looks like she's not interested. Looks like she's watching something else. I would assume she's watching not Pudding, but the Big Mom Pirates, and because she's not curious, she's suspicious of them now, especially after Sanji told her what happened. So then we see Ichiji here, and he's kind of chilling, talking to, I think his name's Delcelio, and he is looking at this dog mink, which I think this guy might be a Nox pirate right here. But anyway, he's looking at him, and he's showing him a piece of paper. And we don't know what this piece of paper is. Maybe it's one of. Maybe he's like, talking about his bounty, like not his bounty, but one of his. Maybe it is his bounty, but one of the bounties he's caught. Like, oh, I beat this guy at this higher bounty. I'm pretty awesome, and they're like, wow, that's strong, man. I think. Anyway, so then we see a huge photo of like everyone around the table. We see, the chef of the cake, and we see a lot of the room, and it's really, we see like a really giant teapot with a face that's scary. It's scary as hell when you think everything has a face. Like, damn, like I think even the chairs have faces at this point. Sit on someone's face. But okay, whatever. So it looks really cool, but if having all of them turn on you would be scary as hell. But anyway, so we see the six emperors, minus the scythe guy in the big photo, but we saw him. He's chilling with Ichiji somewhere. Capone is also just looking like he just walked in. But around the main table with Big Mom, we see, Judge Dogtooth is right next to Big Mom, of course. That's what I would put him to. Morgan is next to Big Mom on the other side. I guess that's because, he has a lot to say about, secrets and things. So I guess he wants to be there to tell her all this. Parasparrow is right behind Dogtooth. Fair enough, I'd probably have that too. Judge is next to Dogtooth. One of the emperors is next to Judge. I think his name's Yumi. I don't think this guy's going to be important, to be honest. I think he might do one thing and get one shot. But yeah, but he's next to the photo as well as Stussy, which I'm not sure what's going on here. I would have thought that one of the big mom pirates would be next to the photo to defend it, but I guess not. But like I said, Stussy and Dufeld here, they're also kind of close to the photo. So I guess, like I said, I think that they're like quite friends with Big Mom. So I'm assuming that they like this Mother Caramel. Maybe they even know what Mother Caramel's about as well. Um, so maybe they would defend the photo. We don't know how strong they are, but I'm assuming they are like quite powerful. Not just like influence wise, but they actually have some power. In the forefront here, we actually see something really cool. We see like this kind of frog man with like the hair of like those people from olden times with those powdered white wigs that like I don't know from like work in law or something. I don't know what they were doing, but he's talking to someone wearing like a panda hoodie, which looks really awesome, and like she has like these like teeth, which makes me think she's a half fish man or I don't know, maybe she's some kind of half mink. And she's like, but that looks pretty cool. But more importantly, I think that this frogman, well, I like her, I like the panda girl too, but the frogman, I think Carrot said that minks are only people who have fur, and like they call people hairless minks, but they eat like crocodiles and things because they don't have any fur. And so a frog is also a reptile, no? So this frog man, I don't think he's a mink. I think he must be some other race then, as well as this bird creature because birds don't have. I mean, as well as Morgan because birds don't have fur. They have feathers, no? At least I would have thought so. These two, I would assume that they're different races altogether. And I remember seeing a really cool theory that like how the minks have like their electric powers because of their race. We're going to see other races introduced with their own kind of like element, like the fishmen have water, minks have electric, so maybe these frog people have, I want to say earth, and the bird people wind. Okay, so we also see some other people here in the corner, but I don't recognize any of them. Oh wait, maybe this guy looks like that lady in from Amazon Lily, but I don't know. Anyway, so here's another scene that I'm not quite sure what's going on here. We see Prometheus and Zeus sitting on the stairs here, behind Big Mom, and then trumpets sound, and then so everyone gets looks up from where the trumpets are coming from. I guess big noise. Everyone looks at it. We see all the homies. They're looking up as well, and the main event, and then we see Zeus again holding Pudding and Sanji on like a giant cup on his back. I thought he was on the stairs, so I don't know what happened there. I guess he, like, when the trumpet. I guess that was like a mini time skip. Anyway, so. But this is actually pretty cool because I had a theory that Big Mom's actually gonna ride Zeus here, like Goku rides the Nimbus Cloud, and like they're gonna chase um maybe Pudding or Luffy on Rabian, the magic carpet. That would be like the most badass scene ever. Well, I'm glad that we can see like Zeus here can actually do that. He can actually carry people. He's not like a regular cloud that you can just fall through. So so that's good. That's pretty cool. So we see the announcer here. He lets them know who the people getting married are. Charlotte, the 35th daughter, and Sanji, the third son. We see the emperors. We see I don't know who these guys are. Actually, this guy looks quite familiar, but I'm not sure where I saw him. Uh, we see Judge. Big Mom looks at Judge because she's going to do something menacing to him. Everyone celebrates. Sanji, of course, at this point, to me anyway, he looks completely taken by Pudding's acting, and he decided to completely forget about Pudding's plan, and I don't know. Sanji, man, Sanji, you need to sort it out. Anyway, so we also see Capone, and he agrees with me, and he thinks that Sanji is, getting too into his role. And then it ends there. The blood-drenched wedding begins now. Okay, so thank you for watching, and let me know what you think. Do you think Sanji's been taken by Pudding, or do you think that it's all an act? You know. Anyway, so let me know. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later.